Hey, and welcome, Miss Kira Speaks. Please do your girl a huge favor and stick around to the end of the video. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. We're back again for another episode of BMF Season 2, Episode 7. Both sides of the fence. I don't know. I'll put it up here somewhere. And as you know, we got to kick off every episode with a good old quote from Terry. And yes, I know this video is late, but I'm just going to try to get as many of these up before the last episode airs. At least you can wish me luck. While Terry narrates about Judas, we find out that it indeed was good old Bryant that threw B. Mickey's behind in the trunk. He snatched him up and he is looking for those bricks. But B. Mickey, he has no answers. So it's back to the shitty nursing facility for his mom. Bryant also says he's going to draw him up on murder charges for Kato, J-Mo, and baby Mickey. We hear Terry narrate, ain't no cop, all good, and ain't no gangster, all bad. So they're looking for B. Mickey at Saki's homegoing, and he's nowhere to be found. We know where he is. But Meech says last time he seen him, he was wired like a tick, 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 boom. He says he called, he went by, and Terry's like, I never liked that dude. But Meech says he's loyal, and it's Lamar that they need to worry about. Pastor Snoop wants them to change their ways, and he's talking about salvation and redemption. Meanwhile, over at the precinct, the evidence guy, he's looking for those bricks, and he gives them one more day to make something shake. So they head on over, Brian and Jen that is, to bust up Saki's funeral. The disrespect. Brian is totally on one, and Pastor Snoop has to send him on his way. So we see Charles, and he's telling Lucille that Terry has decided to cash out the car ride business, which they both knew was coming, but they're discussing how the battle isn't over yet, and Lucille doesn't want him to kick Terry out like he did Meech, so that, you know, maybe he has a chance, because they're always going to keep hope alive for Terry. Charles says he'll pick up a night shift since they are back to square one, but we'll see exactly what it is Charles doing, because we don't never see Charles go to work. Charles don't go to work. He ain't do nothing with the ride share. He don't be at the other job. I don't know where Charles be at, but it surely ain't work. So Bryant suggests that they replace the product with the synthetic, and he says he knows a guy, but it's going to cost them. They're going to have to come out their pocket, and they're going to have to pay big. But Jen agrees because she doesn't want to lose her job. So she's in, and they do just that, and they get this synthetic product that the guy doesn't know is a synthetic product back to him just in the nick of time later on in the episode. Meech pays Mo a visit, and he has something for the kids, and he has something for her, and she's there doing her niece's hair. The niece is like 16, and she's there from Atlanta, and she's telling Meech, like, if you're ever in ATL, you know, basically hit her up, and she'll show him around. And Mo thinks she's being grown. She sends her on her way. And then the two of them, they get to talking. She wants to know what they're going to do about Lamar. And she wants, you know, to tag team the situation. But he doesn't, you know, she's the mother of his child. He doesn't want to get her involved in it. And she's like, listen, it's too late for that. But she knows that she's Lamar's Achilles heel. And while Meech is not with it, she's determined to make it happen. And it's just funny how earlier in the episode, I didn't mention it, but he went to go visit Lori, his other child's mother, a visit, and was basically telling her, you know, like, you my peace, you know, you're the only place he feels safe. And this is the contrast between the two moms, but you know, it is what it is. Then we see Wanda and her mama. What's the mama's name? Desiree? I think Desiree. You can get down in the comments and let me know if you remember. And Miss Cleo. Actually, the lady's name was Miss Joanne, and I was like, she was saying that Terry stuff was bad juju, and I just knew it was gonna be some voodoo and not this. So we fortune telling now, girl, okay. I had in my notes is some silly shit. And Wanda's mom, she wants to know if he's in it for the long haul. No, he's made that abundantly clear, but y'all want to make fetch happen, so here we are. Moving right along, Terry and Meech, they go to meet with Raisin, which is K9's cousin, and he's reluctant because he says K9 is not very generous, and Meech is basically asking, what's your price? Because everybody has a price. I think he said he wanted 10%, and then we hear gunshots, and K9 has shot, I think it's the aunt, for ganking him. He shoots the poor woman in the head. He's basically telling her to get up because they're having like some type of give to the poor, or I forgot what it was. And when they leave, Terry is totally not with it because K9 is looking crazy and he wants no parts of that. He's like, if he'll shoot his own family, but Raisin has made plans for them to go to St. Martin and he's supposed to be coming too. And Terry's like, yeah, no, he's not. He doesn't trust him. He says he'll translate himself. And I don't know about that part, but I'm with him on the not trusting Raisin part. Then we see him pay a visit to the insurance place, which is Marquisha's job that I have been calling a bank for I don't know how many episodes. But apparently at the insurance place, you can also get tickets. It's like insurance/travel. Child, I don't know. Again, get down in the comments and let me know. He's there trying to flirt with some lady, and Marquisha is getting all jelly as he's trying to buy 2 tickets to St. Martin for business. Like I said, Marquisha is jealous, so she makes her way on over and she's telling him about the languages that they actually speak there and a place where he could get a crash course in the language that night, and just getting a little tired of Marquisha. And definitely by the end of the episode, I am completely done with her. So Lamar, he goes and pays Monique a visit with doggone Blackie, and she starts talking to him about wanting to build their family back. Then she tells him that she lied and that he is Zoe's dad. And I said, no, girl, no, that ain't the way. But she says a lot has happened between them. And Lamar says he knows and that they're going to have to, build trust and take this whole thing slow. But he is willing to give it a shot. And when he's getting ready to leave, Blackie, he doesn't look so good. He takes Blackie on out the door, and then we see Mo come out with her strap that she had on her that I don't know how she's going to do this. And of course, I've watched ahead on the episodes, so we know how it all shakes out. But sticking with episode 7, I was like, ooh, it's not the job for her. So Wanda tells Terry that the psychic said that there would be a new addition in the family and not everyone would be happy. Now I was thinking that meant maybe Marquisha was pregnant, but she says she already took 2 tests as he's encouraging her to take another one, and he doesn't believe a word she has to say. Now they're at Wanda's mom's house, so she's chiming in talking about how babies are blessings, and Terry wants to hear none of it, so he heads on out. And where does he go? We see him later meet with Marquisha that evening, and they're talking about this Dear Terry letter she left him, and oh yeah, I don't think you're a boy at this very moment, cause just wait for it. So he's telling her that if all goes well with this trip, that he'll be able to take care of her and take care of the kids, and then he has to break it to her and tell her that Wanda's pregnant. But I'm not in love with her. I love you, girl. I don't know if he said that, but he might as well have said that because that's the type of energy he was on. And ladies, you know all about that. So Miss Lucille is having her a girls' night. And at first I thought we might see Sister Riley. Okay, I'm pulling your leg. I didn't think we were going to see Sister Riley. But I thought maybe we'd see Mabel. But no, it's Lucille, Nicole, Wanda, and her mom. But child, okay. And they are there and they're talking about Terry and how he talked to Wanda. They didn't appreciate it. And he was dead wrong. Let me just put that out there. And Lucille is basically saying, like, regardless, Terry is always going to take care of his obligations because, basically that's how he was raised. But no. Wanda's mom doesn't want the baby to be considered an obligation. She wants Lucille to get Terry in. What did she say? She wants Lucille to get control of her child. And I just had to laugh. I'm like, And at 16... Okay, Desiree, I think that's your name. Okay, girl. So Lucille basically tells Wanda that her baby will be loved and part of their family forever. And then Lucille does later kind of have a little bit of conversation with Terry about his responsibilities after an awkward scene of Terry trying to teach Nicole how to put a condom on. Ew. And use one. Meanwhile, Charles's ass ain't picking up another shift. No, he's not, y'all. He's at the strip club with Mabel's old stinking ass. She's paying for a lap dance, talking about threesome. She's all hugged up on Charles, and they tipping the stripper. And then Charles, with his giddy self, looks clear across the room, and who does he see? Meech. Busted. So then we see Charles's old tired ass walk off. But let's move on, because the guys are ready to go. And Terry has figured out how to get the luggage to bypass security. He's paid somebody a couple dollars because he has the strap with him, even though Meech told him don't do that. And I was kind of like, Meech isn't happy with it. I said it's a bad idea. And yes, I know this is the 80s, so security protocol is a little different, but we still sneaking weapons into another, I guess. So as soon as they touch down, they're inside, I think, the hotel, and Meech spots a lady across the room. He offers to buy her a drink, and she's like, she declines. But the next thing you know, we see them in the room, hugging, kissing. They're coming across the room, and they're on the bed, and she throws a shirt over Meech's head, and Meech is like, what's going on? You're getting robbed, homeboy. That's what's going on. We see a couple guys dressed in all black take all their stuff and skedaddle, and I was like, Terry's gonna be in that ass. So now they got to meet with this man, and what do they have to offer? The guy offers them both a cigar. Terry declines. Not a good move. So Cena, the guy that they're meeting, he takes Meech by himself into like the pool area. He's got to get down to his drawers and get in. And then we see the lady that robbed him. That's like, I don't know, maybe it's his number two, his wife, but she's running things as well. So Cena calls him out for traveling with protection, and if they're supposed to be doing business, and he's looking for his 20 million, and Meech is like, no. He's like, Raisin has the situation all messed up. And the guy's like, so I don't know, maybe it wasn't the guy, it might have been the lady that said, you're prepared to kill K9. You're prepared to kill K9 for Raisin to take over. And Meech was like, no, independent contractors. That's not exactly what he said, but he's basically trying to get him to understand, like, this is about me. It's not about K9. I want you to supply me, and I'll take care of K9's debt in exchange for his life. And Meech is good with his words. So Meech talks his talk, and he's selling himself to the guy. They finally bring Terry in, and Terry, he starts talking his business-ish, that they want 100 keys up front, and that they'll re-up in a week, and that he'll recover twice that in no time. And with the demand because of the drought, they could basically charge whatever they want. So, Meech is like, we don't need no translator. Me and you speak the same language. It's that cash money. And so the guy's like, your brother's rude. And Meech says, that's an understatement. So he says 300 kilos. And they're like, 300 kilos? Like, how are we supposed to? It's already in the States. So that product was probably sitting there waiting on that 20 mil from K9, but nonetheless, here we are. So Bryant, he gets the pictures of Terry and Markeisha, and him and Jen head on over to Wanda's mom's house. They're giving her the whole spiel, like, I know you love him, or whatever they said. And Wanda's basically going to need a little bit of time to think about it. But Bryant gives her 48 hours, or they'll look at her too. Bryant, he don't have a way with words. So later on, Jen and Bryant, they go back to his place. They got, his son is there with his friend, and they've got some food, and they got some movies. And then, Kevin, Bryant's son, and Jen, they doing like a little martial arts. Thought that was kind of cute. And now, do we think that Kevin's friend was his special friend? And let's not get our panties in a bunch. You can get down in the comments and let me know whether you agree or not. Later on, when Jen leaves, him and Brian are outside talking, and they share a kiss, and Kevin sees out the window. So Blackie, he's not doing so good. Lamar is at the vet, and the vet says that it would be a good idea to put him down. Alvin is there. I don't know why, because I don't know why Alvin is still riding for Lamar at this point. I take the house, take whatever, I'm going, because your attitude is horrible. And Lamar is basically telling Alvin that he's not going to give up on him and that he's still going to be eating his hungry man dinners. So there it is. So they're back in the States. I don't even know why they showed us them going to St. Martin, because I mean, they were there and they were back so quick, and especially since the product was already there, but nobody asked me. So they go to get the product. It's in some storage containers, and Raisin rolls up because he's, double crossing them, and Meech is on it. He's got somebody to take Raisin out, because he knew what was up. So we are in the church, and Pastor Snoop is having his sermon when in comes Lamar asking, "Can you save my dog?" "Looks like it's too late, son. I thought you could save anyone." "Lamar, really?" Because the dog was looking quite dead. So Lamar, he is not pleased. He's giving his spiel about the pastor being fake, and the pastor's trying to get him to turn him and his nasty attitude around and going up out of his church. But Lamar, he keeps going. So Pastor Snoop comes up off that pulpit with that strap, baby. "Nigga, get out." The way I laugh. So Lamar, he don't play around. He leaves and leaves there. And they like, "You left your dog." Leaves damn dead Blackie laying in the church, y'all. Trying to get me to resort back to my east side ways. The devil is alive, Pastor Snoop says. Fresh out the church, we hear, "I guess eating ain't against your religion." This is Wanda, of course. "What are you talking about? You following me?" Because, Miss Wanda, baby, she has the photos. She says she was all, and he's like, "You took my baby and left, and I found somebody else." I mean, if that's what you want to call it, you want to abandon your family for an auntie? Dang, Wanda. But Marquisha's a little old for him. A little bit long in the tooth. So she's pissed, and she tells him that, "Oh, by the way, Detective Bryant is looking for you when I'm done covering for your sorry ass." And I was like, yikes. They give us a really quick scene of how B. Mickey manages to somehow miraculously get out of this trunk. Now, again, like I said, it was the 80s, so child, I don't know. And we see him get a page, and we're going to see B. Mickey a little bit later. But first, Charles brings his raggedy ass over to the record store, and Meech is there, and he's, they're going back down memory lane, making just a little bit of small talk. Charles starts talking about how he's not perfect, and Meech is like, "Listen, I don't think I could be ever be faithful to one woman." Or he says he doesn't know if he could ever be with just one woman. And Charles is like, "Me and you are not alike." "Oh, but you are, Charles." And I think that that's largely Charles's problem with Meech, is Charles is more like Meech and less like Terry, and he don't want to admit it. But Meech says that, him and the mom have been arguing their whole life, but his mom has been through enough. She's been through enough heartache in her lifetime, and mostly because of him, so he ain't going to say ish. He's not going to rat Charles out, and lucky for Charles. But he's got to go, and we see that Meech and Terry, they got to go meet with K9, and K9's like, "It's no need to hold back now." So Meech is telling him basically that an opportunity fell into his lap, and that Raisin basically betrayed them all. "We spared your life, and it cost your cousin his." K9, he already knew what was up with his cousin. We had this conversation before with Meech about family, and that basically he'd have done the same, probably as far as the cousin, and, going to get the plug. "The mentorship is over. You're the boss now." And I said, damn. It's that easy, huh? I hate, just a little sidebar from my notes, because we're almost done. I think we got like one more scene. I hate how they did K9. Y'all love Lamar so much, and I like Lamar too, but Lamar was like strictly season 1. He's a villain, a superhero, Michael Myers, Jason, all of that in this season, and I've had enough of it. I wanted K9 to be the new coming of Lamar, but they just kind of played him to the left. They had him looking like a real sucker, and I get it. They're dealing with the Colombians now, so basically if he comes for Meech, you got the Colombians on your neck, but still, not a fight at all. Anyway, so Markeisha, she calls Terry for help. And he obviously went to go bail him out. They're sitting in the car and they're talking. And she said that she hit Boom over the head with the bottle. And I was like, that's it? So he's asking if Boom is going to press charges. And she says, no, he'll probably just, buy her a fur coat like he always does, because this is their breakup to make up. This is, that DV life. So, like I said, this is that DV life. Terry's asking her, why doesn't she just leave? And she's like, that's why, I don't talk to people. She doesn't want the judgment. You don't know what it's like. And then she's like, take me home so I can get cleaned up and basically go back to the hospital to see Boom or child. And Terry's like, what is going on? And then she calls him a child again. Like I said, she took it back earlier, and I told you we was going to get right back around to this moment. So we see B. Mickey, and he goes to the nursing home facility or whatever it is to go visit his mom. And we see him put on a bracelet, a hospital bracelet. I think it says visitor. It's a visitor's bracelet, but we just want to keep this bracelet in the back of our mind for the later episodes. So the lady at the desk said that they tried to page him and that his mom passed away 2 days ago. And I said, damn, that's rough. So he sits down and he cries. And then Terry narrates that cops and robbers are two sides of the same coin. And basically one just has a badge. A little bit more than that, but I'll leave it there because that is where the episode ends. And I just said, damn, I don't even have no more notes. It's rough because now you have B. Mickey that basically has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose. So yeah. Interesting to see where the next couple of episodes go. Let me know how you felt about the episode down in the comments. Like I said, I know this one is late. I'm just trying to basically catch up before we get to the season finale so that they're there in the library so you guys can watch them. Drop your thoughts and your theories and your comments below, or just let me know you stopped by and join me back here for episode 8, 9, and 10. Peace.